Hey, it's me again. Back again with episode 3 of the Mammoth Arcade build. Uh, they call these things multicades, when you have multiple games in it. At least that's the name I saw kicked around. I'm trying to come up with a cool name for it, like a Mammoth multicade. Is that a thing? And it's Mammoth Press, so, I want to do something Mammoth-y. My comic series, I got a lot of attention for, ideas on what to decorate the artwork for, and that's what I do. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator, so, by trade, that's my day job, so to speak. So naturally, having a comic series that people dig, they're like, yeah, just do Potbelly Mammoth stuff, So that's a suggestion that I'm wanting to do. Just deck it out with Mammy, in like iconic video game costumes and lots of lights and flare and all that. So I've got plenty of time to kick it around, but I'm open to suggestions if you guys have anything. But anyways, we're actually moving pretty quickly. This is episode 3, so I guess we should probably catch up on what I promised on episode 2, right? So, let's see, where can we start? Actually, here, let's do this. Okay, so this is the very bottom of it. I added casters. We talked about casters last time, and it worked out pretty well. These are big rubber, like 2-inch rubber wheels. I think they're like $3 a piece. And what's really cool about these is that they're perfectly symmetrical. Or at least, they're built that way, see? So it doesn't really matter which way, you put them on, just so long as they're rolling in the same direction. And that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? So, I did have to double check to make sure that was the front of the machine, because leave it to me to, flip them by accident. But no, actually, so far so good. They didn't come with their own screws. These are just 1/4-inch screws. I don't know if I have any sitting around. No, I'll find them. They're little 1/4-inch screws. These are actually going to come in handy for a handful of different things. But these, they're only 1/4-inch, so they don't punch through, the other side. So that's handy. See, we placed the top on there, and I explained those really cool screws, right? Where we had the pilot holes drilled. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just using the viewfinder. All right, so we had the pilot holes drilled, right? And then when I placed this side back on top of this side, which I think we did in episode 2, right? I then drilled pilot holes using those as guides into this one, so that these screws would just set right in easily without any issue. So we did this for the bottom. I did that for the middle here. And then something I said I was going to do, and I did. So I added the top. See there? There's the top piece there. And then the back angle, which is right there. Now I could have, I have the table to do it, but I didn't really plan on it this way. It didn't really matter, because I was going to, I wanted to add LED lights when it's all done, kind of a back glow. So I figured this would actually be a perfect place to nest, or, well, I don't know. We've used nest already, haven't we? To snug. I don't know what the word is, but I'm gonna put like one of those LED light lines through here. So maybe I'm a little lazy. I didn't want to have to set up the angle or whatever. It wouldn't have been hard. It's just I already had the piece cut, and I have a better idea anyways with the light. So, but I did the same thing with this as I did in the very bottom piece, where once I used the pilot holes like these over here, which MDF is a kind of a fickle turd. But anyways, these little pilot holes, drilled through there, I used those as reference to drill again through the wood when it was put in place, and then boom, put screws in. And I did 2 here and then 2 here. And then of course I did the same thing on the bottom, which is there's a screw there and a screw there, one there and one there. It's actually, when you do the pilot holes, doing it blindly underneath, like from the ground, is not as hard as it seems. But something else that I had thrown in there is this little guy. Well, here, actually I learned that I can't turn my phone that way. This is this guy. This is the speaker panel. It's basically an angled front that I'm going to mount the speakers behind, and then I put holes. I took a 2-inch hole saw and just drove the shit out of it. Like it was pretty heavy to. I mean, you know, I got this little. It's an all right drill. It's pretty powerful. It's got a few settings, pretty high torque on it, but it took me a little while. But I was able to saw through with a. Actually, I'll show you. It's over here. Back through the mammoth cave. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's this little dude. This is a 2.5. That's kind of based on the size of the speakers I got. Actually. I actually got those today. Got these at Best Buy. They were actually available. Sorry, I already opened up the box and started tearing into things. And already started taking apart the speakers. But I've got good reviews on this. It's the Logitech 313 speaker setup. I think it was like $40. You can get it for like $30 or $25 online. But Best Buy had them, and I figured it was worth it. And I took the faceplate off here, this little screen bit, so that I can basically glue them. I'll put like glue on them, like wood glue or something, and then stick this speaker right over the holes over there. I mean, I'll explain more of this whenever I get to it, but I guess these things pack a pretty heavy punch. These were kind of recommended by a dude that I was following on YouTube when I first started doing this. Actually, he has a YouTube channel too called it's called Abs Del Fuego. He's a dude from Australia that builds cabinets. He started doing it just for funsies like this, and then it just kind of picked up. I actually found a lot of helpful tips from his channel, like especially these little dudes here, like just the use of those and how to use them well and correctly to make sure everything's balanced. I got a lot of information from him. He was pretty handy, but also this speaker system that he uses these in all of his builds. So, like I said, it's the Logitech Z313. It's like $30, $40. But my idea is that once I glue those speakers into this hole, like right on top here, I'll probably just fasten it right on top. Just stick it right on top there. I'll probably get some of these metal screens, you know, those metal speaker covers, you know, that you get that look all tough and everything. But I mean, hell, I even remove this, and well, I have to do better than that. Hold on. But you know, I mean, I might just stick that in there and call it goodsies. I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll get to it later. The electronics are a future Nate problem. So that's where we're at now. In fact, I positioned the speaker panel, but I haven't actually screwed them in. As you can see here, my pilot holes are screwless. So what I'm going to do is actually attempt to secure this board like I did all the others, but I'm going to do it here on the video so that you can at least see a little bit of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to position this. I'm going to probably use the actual cabinet for a stand, and I apologize if this is kind of crazy, but all right. I'll try and talk about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Got this little Black & Decker thing. It's old, man. This thing is like a family charm. We've had it for so long. It works pretty well for what I need it to do, but I'm gonna grab some screws. Again, we're gonna be using these the same brad screws that, well, the same screws that I've been using, you know, for a while. These little hexagonal dudes, or well, actually little star-shaped dudes. I don't know what they're called. I'm not a screwologist. Okay, so we'll use that. But for now, we're going to use this little guy to find the pilot holes that I already drilled. Right there, found it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just drill straight down into this board. Sorry if my arm's in the way. We're just going to. I'm going to do the same thing over here. If the measurements are alright, they should be 5/16 deep, so, or, you know, and so it should be even with this board. What that does is it allows us to easily sink these buddies in with this drill. Again, sorry for the bad shot. here's that torque. It's actually set up pretty low so that as soon as it hits resistance, it starts growling at me. So that's fine. Put that there. There we go. All right, now this is where it gets a little tricky because I don't know how to get this camera to work this way, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna do the same thing, but on the bottom. Perhaps. Yeah, that might be good enough. Let's do that. All right, so get the old handy drill here. Get the old fat guy down here. All right, find this. There we go. Just drill straight up. And then same thing over here. Drill, straight up as straight as you can, considering. And there may be different ways of doing this. Some people probably have like hydraulic lifts and, like a drum kit, like gyroscope system that they can, but I don't, so this is how this goes. Like a glove. So far so good, huh? All right. Now this one. Sweet. All right, and as if it was actually pretty snug to begin with. I did add some glue to the top and the bottom when I slipped it in, but it was actually pretty snug by this point because of all the other boards in place. So, that's usually a good sign when things are, working out and aligned. You see there, I don't know if you can see that, but where it crisscrosses, smooth edge right there, works pretty good. And this will be the front of my marquee right here. I've decided, I know I was curious about how I was going to do this before, but I'm not going to do a board here. I'm going to do plexiglass. So I'll have plexiglass to fasten, probably with magnets, so I can replace it with whatever I want. I haven't decided on how, but I did decide that in the back here, I am going to mount a long light, like an LED light, like a bar light that just stretches across the back here. I'm going to mount it back there so it has this ambient glow that comes from the back, and it glows through the artwork that I put on the plexiglass. With that in mind, and I know that LEDs don't get so super hot anymore, but just for the sake of having other electronics in it, I decided I was going to leave this back open a little bit. Maybe, see, where did I mark it? Actually to here. Yeah, like right here. So that from here on till about, did I mark this end? Oh yeah. So it won't be the full back. It'll be a lot of it, but it's not going to be the full back. And so I can have that big back panel. It'll just be one piece that I can just kind of remove. But more importantly, I did find this. This is pretty neat. Oh, nope, it's not over there. All right, found this. It's like a 50-inch long, like piano, a piano hinge is what they call it. It's like 50 inches long, and it'll be about 54 inches for the back. So I'm gonna turn the whole back into like a big like door, and I think that would work really well. I think it'd be pretty sweet. So, but that's where we're at now. Actually, I think I'm in a position where I can tilt this thing on its feet for the first time. I think so. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and before I do that, I'll probably put these faces on. So the faces here, but anyways, I appreciate you filling in and sharing things around. I know I've had some really cool conversations with this so far. So the speakers, I'll probably be putting in with the TV in the next video. Yeah, I think I'll do that with the next video. I'll just finish up putting up these boards, and then I'll tilt it on its, and then I'll push it up on its feet for the first time. I'll do that, and then I'll start putting in the electronics or playing the electronics on the next round. But I appreciate, again, thank you for all the sharing around and the open conversation. If you guys have any other ideas for artwork or any ideas for, I don't know, designs of your own, or if you want me to consider doing project of your own for you, then hit me up, man. I'm open. Thanks again.